Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Crash, and today we're checking out Sonic the Hedgehog manga. So we're just a little shy away from the Sonic the Hedgehog 30th anniversary, which was last week. But celebration goes all the year. So to check the manga with me, I have a Sonic expert. It's King Mamzy. Mamzy, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, yeah, I'm King Mamzy. I do video game content on my channel, which is mainly Sonic focused.
Yeah. You also have some anime videos as well, right?
Yeah, anime gaming as well, pretty much. I do that and mainly Sonic on my channel.
Yeah. So there's not many people know about Sonic Manga because I remember when I talked to you about the first time, not even you were aware that these existed. So they're a bit underground.
Yeah, they're very overshadowed by the American comics.
Yeah, the Archie ones. Because those have been around. I don't think they're from Archie anymore, right? Um,
No, they're now being done by IDW. That's the new
yeah.
publisher for the comics.
Okay, because I remember reading some of them on like from the early '90s, and they were pretty cool. They weren't really that based on the games, at least the first ones. I'm not sure how they were later on.
Yeah,
Uh,
they were pretty much their own thing, essentially, like different from the games.
Yeah, because they even had that anime, the not the anime adaptation, that cartoon adaptation, the Sonic AM.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
watched that as a kid.
yeah, I never watched it, but I know it existed. I watched the
Mm,
Sonic Underground cartoon, the one where
remember that one.
the band. That one was fun.
That
Um,
was fun.
so yeah, these manga are a bit more based on the games, and a lot of them are made to promote the games. So the first one that was released is called Sonic the Hedgehog Story Comic. It's a three-chapter manga, and these are basically ads. They're like three very short chapters, full color, about Sonic basically going around and beating Eggman, and it is very much like the basic plot of the games. And they even at the end of each chapter they tell you like go play Mega Drive and finish the game.
Yeah, I noticed that. I also noticed that Dr. Eggman's goal in this free comic series is very different from his usual goal in the games, because in the comic he has a goal to he basically wants to get the emeralds so he can have enough energy to boil the world's largest egg.
Yeah,
For some reason, I don't know why, but it's interesting.
I mean it's the Eggman.
Yeah, very much.
The one thing I found interesting about this, and actually is on also the other Sonic manga we're going to be talking next, is that it at the end it does have a story about a pilot, and I'm not sure if it's a real story. Um, did you were you familiar with the story that happens or that they tell at the end? Or do you,
I looked at it and yeah, it confused me a bit as well. I didn't really read much of it. I just at first, from the way it looked, I thought it was based on a real story, but then I read a bit more of it and then I started to get confused. And I was just like, wait, is this a made up story? Is it based on a real one? I couldn't really tell, but it was interesting, you
yeah,
know.
yeah, it was about a pilot who was called it wasn't called Sonic. They were trying to do Sonic Boom, and he was known as the Hedgehog, and then he died, and then the people started wearing jackets with the Sonic symbol from Sonic the Hedgehog. But it's kind of weird because like this is an old story. I'm not sure if it's a coincidence and it really happened or they just made it up.
Yeah, because I've never heard of it
Yeah.
before until now.
But it does appear again on the next Sonic the Hedgehog manga, again as a bonus at the end. And this Sonic the Hedgehog is made the year after, so it does have Hamey, and it at later it does have Tails as well. And this one is I don't know. It feels very much like a generic manga where it's about a hedgehog called Nikki, and he sometimes transforms in Sonic, and but most of the times he's like this weak nerdy character who's trying to basically get Amy, and there's this bully who tries to steal Amy away. And Eggman Eggman appears, is disguised as a policeman called Dogman, which is weird. But it doesn't do much. Basically, the main villain is this bully who keeps bullying the nerdy Sonic. To me, the weirdest thing about this manga, however, is that the fact that it is Sonic that's going after Amy, which is completely against
Yeah,
everything we've seen on every game.
yeah, every game or series in general. That sounds really weird.
Yeah. And skipping that, after that one, we have Dash and Spin, which is more recent. It's from the early 2000s, and
Okay.
I don't. This one is weird. I feel like this
Yeah,
one wasn't made for any game in particular. Just um,
yeah, it's basically just its own thing, which I kind of like.
yeah. I I didn't like how Eggman is drawn in this one though. It feels weird.
Yeah, go that way too, because you can see his eyes as
Yeah,
well, and the nose is way too pointy, which I didn't mind it too much, but it did look a bit weird at first.
yeah. I mean, the art style in general isn't the best, but
Yeah, the art style isn't great. Like some of the characters, including
mhm,
Sonic, look really weird in some panels.
yeah. Like all of these manga that we've talked so far are made for little kids, which is kind of it's a bit different from Archie. I feel like Archie is going for a little bit more of a not really an adult vibe, but more of a teen vibe. And all of
Yeah.
these are very they're clearly made for kids, but this one has a bunch of dirty humor as well thrown into it.
Yeah, there's even swearing because
Yeah.
I remember in one chapter, Sonic was like, "Eggman, you bastard," and I was just like, "Wow, what that?" It's like, I mean, granted, it's Japan in it, which doesn't surprise me because we've
Yeah.
heard Sonic swear in like, say, Sonic X, where he says the word shit.
Oh,
So it's not too much of a surprise, but it's still,
I
it's
didn't
still a bit weird.
I didn't knew that. I only saw like Sonic X dubbed, so
Ah, okay, fair enough.
but yeah, saying shit, it doesn't fit Sonic. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it's a different culture, but it is
Yeah.
weird hearing the characters swear
Hmm.
and whatnot.
Yeah. And well, last one we could read out of these manga is Sonic Comic, which was made for the 25th anniversary of Sonic. And this is actually the only one that is available legally to read, or was available legally to read at the time. I'm not sure if it is now. Which you could read on the Sonic Channel website. And this one is basically, I really like this one. This one's my favorite because it's a celebration of everything Sonic at the time. It has a bunch of references to games that I don't think like casual fans would particularly know of, like Sonic Riders and things like that. So I really like that. It's definitely for the fans.
Yeah, definitely. And I also, I wish it wasn't just like one page per chapter, but it was still, it was pretty decent for what it was. And it did have a lot of moments in each chapter. I like how each character had their own specific chapter, like the Babylon Rogues, which are characters that we haven't seen in almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is nice to see.
Yeah. I mean, it is that, again, the Japanese culture of basically their strip comics of like for Coma, um, which they do a lot. So it kind of makes sense that they would do it for Sonic comic. And this one, you may actually not notice. I only noticed afterwards, but it's actually made by the same guy who made the very first Sonic the Hedgehog story comic.
Oh,
And he's actually like a member of the Sonic team. Um, Let me see if I
oh,
can
really?
find the name of him. Okay, is Eitaru Toyoda. Um,
Okay.
it doesn't say any more information about him, but yeah, he wrote both of these manga.
Okay, that's pretty cool to know. He works for Sonic Team, doesn't he?
Yeah, so that's cool because
Mm.
it is like the other ones. They do feel like they're a bit detached from the
Yeah,
Sonic
definitely.
games, and this two doesn't don't, and it makes sense if it's made by someone who's actually active in the actual games that he would do something more. close to the games as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And well, there's only one more, or actually, there's a lot more manga that've uh, been releasing them. At least, oh, actually, the last one was in 2013, it seems, but it was five manga based on the Sonic games. So we have Sonic Unleashed, which is also called Sonic World Adventure in Japan.
Yeah.
Then we have Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic Chronicles, Sonic Colors, and Sonic Generations. Sonic Chronicles was the SRPG, right?
Yeah, it was the
Yeah.
RPG game
Yeah.
by I forgot the name of the team, but it was on the DS.
Yeah, yeah. I actually played a little bit of that one. That was it was actually fun. Reminded me a bit of the Mario RPG games as well. The gameplay.
Yeah, I didn't mind it too much. It was okay.
Yeah, I never finished it, but I did like the little bit that I played.
I actually played through it twice because I was on holiday, and when it was during a time where there was no internet, no TV, so
Yeah.
I basically had no choice. uh,
Now my go to DS game was Sonic Rush.
yeah,
I love that one.
yeah, I love Sonic Rush as well.
Yeah.
That's my favorite handheld Sonic game.
Yeah. I still need to finish the sequel, Rush Adventure. I like to finish it eventually.
Yeah, that one's pretty decent.
Yeah. But yeah, out of these, the only one that is actually available to read in scans is the Unleashed Sonic World Adventure, and like we were discussing before we started recording, the scans of this one are really horrible.
Yeah, really bad.
Yeah, and honestly, I wouldn't say that is worth reading. I read it and I didn't like it much. Maybe that's because I also didn't care for Sonic Unleashed's story. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's 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 a fine story, just not much to it, if
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. I feel like Sonic's at the peak in terms of story writing during the Adventure era, like Sonic Adventure, Sonic
Yeah,
Adventure 2. Even Sonic 06, like the game of Sonic 06 is horrible, but I do kind of like the story of it.
interesting. I love the story in the adventure games, and
Yeah.
I liked '06's story when I was a kid, but then like growing up and coming to understand it more, it's like it just
Oh,
obviously I started to dislike it. But I can see why people would
yeah.
like the story of '06,
To
to
be
be fair.
yeah. Now, to be fair, the last time I've seen the story was also when I was a kid or early teens,
Probably why
so
then.
maybe going back to it, I wouldn't like it as much. I
Yeah,
remember back then I
yeah,
did.
that's a lot of problems.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
the new Sonics, I don't think the story have been as interesting, at least from the ones that I've played, which more and more have been less and less. Like I think
Yeah.
the last ones have been Sonic Generations and Sonic Forces, which Sonic Forces to me wasn't as bad as a lot of people were making out to be.
Yeah, it's just an average game, and the story itself could have been really good, but the problem is they didn't properly flesh it out,
Yeah,
and it just had a lot of issues, and the game itself was it was just very average.
yeah,
It wasn't bad, but not as good as it could have been.
yeah, for sure. But I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
I was playing Generations again this weekend, and
Okay.
I don't know. The first time I played the game, I really loved it, but this time, not sure if it's because now I'm playing on the PC and the port sucks or anything. But I wasn't. It felt a bit much like Forces as well, in terms of gameplay
Really?
at least.
I mean, I definitely, I definitely disagree. Like, I think. Because the thing is with Generations, it's like when you look at both games side by side, it's like you can tell Generations had a lot of love and
Yeah,
passion
no, I
put
definitely
into it, and
I definitely
detail.
prefer I definitely prefer Generations to Forces. I'm not arguing that.
Yeah,
Um, just because, yeah, it is again a celebration of Sonic and all the games. So just by that, it's really fun to go
yeah,
and play like the old zones and the new zones as well. So I really like
yeah.
that.
With like, so I think the issue with Forces it tried to capitalize on both the success of Colors and Generations, and while also trying to put in like the CA, the created character. Like, I
Hmm.
tried to do multiple things, but then just failed on every front. I feel.
Yeah, I mean the character creation isn't anything special. I do like
Yeah,
creating the weirdest creature possible though. I think that's the only thing we can do there.
very
Um,
much. Yeah.
but yeah, in terms of manga, there's actually not much more. There's apparently some another one called Sonic no Daiboken, but that's the only thing I could find about that manga is that it does exist and it does have a name. So there's even less talk about that one. So you didn't knew the manga. Now that you've read them, what's your overall opinion of them? What was your favorite?
My favorite one was definitely oh well, it's between the Sonic 1 comic, which is based on the Sonic 1 story, and
Mhm.
the Dash and Spin, because the Dash and Spin one gives me the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog vibes, which is
Oh,
the first Sonic related thing that I was ever introduced to as a kid, and obviously I have a lot of fond memories of that cartoon.
mhm.
And Dash and Spin kind of reminds me of that in a way.
Yeah. I never
Yeah,
seen the actual cartoon. I've only seen some scenes, but I can definitely understand that. Both of them were very chaotic.
yeah, very
And
chaotic.
I like that. I love chaos, to be honest.
Yeah, it fits the series, I feel, as long as it's not, too overboard.
Yeah. I mean, it was the cartoons from the 90s where a lot of them were like that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, in terms of my favorite, like I said, it's definitely the Sonic comic. I think even if it's the one who has less content in terms of story, just the fact that we get to see a lot of the characters that normally you wouldn't see on comics. Again, the Sonic Riders characters, uh, I don't think I've maybe they were in Archie comics. I'm not sure, but it's not like characters that are gonna come back soon. I don't think. So it was
Yeah.
fun seeing them some love. See Blaze as well, and
Yeah, I love
the other
Blaze.
character from Rush. I forgot her name from Rush Adventure. Um,
Uh, yeah. I think
but
she
yeah,
was called Marine.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Actually fun to see all of those. Um, but yeah, I think that that is all we have to say about Sonic manga. Not sure if you do have anything else you want to say.
I just want to say that I wasn't too surprised that there was Sonic manga out there, but I didn't
Hmm.
realize that there was this many Sonic manga. I didn't realize there was this much of it
Yeah,
until, you introduced me to a lot of it. So yeah, it was good to know, man.
yeah. I found it by accident as well. I just kind of tried to check it out. There were on MangaDex, and there were a lot of them. So I was like,
Oh,
yeah, this could be nice for a video, especially since we're on the 30th anniversary.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, and there's a Crash manga as well. I think there's a lot of Mario manga. There's a Fortnite manga. So
Oh, wow.
they
It's
really
even more
like,
surprising.
yeah. Japan really likes to make manga about video games, especially if they have a big children fan base. So Sonic,
Yeah.
really could use one.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, and well, I think that is all. Do you want to give a shout out to your channel?
Yeah, sure. My channel is King Mamzy. I do Sonic and anime gaming content every week, and actually no, actually I've not been doing it every week. So let me take that back.
Yeah,
Basically, I do Sonic and anime gaming content on my channel regularly. So if you're interested in that, then be sure to definitely check it out. Yeah,
yeah. I'm
check it
gonna
out. Yeah.
I'm gonna leave the link on the description below. So yes, go subscribe. And yeah, if you watched it till here, thank you very much. And I'll see you next video.